Hey guys, this is Arsenal Giants PS3 and this is episode 5 of season 5 of our FIFA 12 Bolton Wanderers manager mode commentary, and we are now in the month of September, actually moving along with this series pretty damn quickly. But regardless, we have our first game against MK Dons in the Carling Cup, should be able to win that match. Then we have a home game against Swansea in the Premier League, also should be able to win that match pretty easily, get 3 points from that. And then lastly we have an away match against Nottingham Forest, which on paper looks quite easy, but in reality away from home you're always going to struggle a little bit, so not really too sure, we're not really feeling too confident there. But looking at the Premier League table, and we are in 3rd place with 7 points, level on points with Newcastle, Wigan and Manchester United, so pretty close to the top. And looking at the bottom of the table, there is Sunderland in 17th place with just 1 single point, really unfortunate on them, but hopefully they can pick up their form and return towards the top of the table. But now it's time for goal of the episode, and as voted by you guys, it was the Xherdan Shaqiri goal against Everton, where he turned the 2 defenders brilliantly and then finessed it past Howe. So anyway guys, thank you for leaving a comment on that. But now it's time for a formation change. Usually I've been playing with the regular 4-4-2, which, you know, in terms of creativity without Luka Modric, it's not really that high, and I want to change something different, so I'm changing it to the 4-2-3-1, and we're going to have Cheick Tiote and Walter Gargano in the central defensive sort of area. Then we're going to have Xherdan Shaqiri and Sanchez switching flanks, and Ibra as a centre attacking midfielder, and Falcao as a striker up front. So anyway, moving on to our first match now against MK Dons, and the team is pretty much completely changed around. We've got players like Jussi Jääskeläinen, Rod Fanny, Kieran Clark, Lescott, Andre Santos. Basically the same team that I started out with, apart from, you know, we have Ibra and Hernandez and Alexis Sanchez also in the team. I want it to be a relatively strong team, but not too strong that we can't stay competitive in like all competitions, because I do want to win the Carling Cup, but I don't know really. But anyway, back to the match now, and MK Dons actually got off to a really good start, putting me under all sorts of pressure, and just look at this utter chaos happening inside my 16-yard area. But it managed to come up to Sanchez, and he finds Hernandez. Now we're going to play a little 1-2, but can't quite do it. Hernandez though gets a bit lucky there, through on goal now, one-on-one with the keeper, just has to take it past him, tries for a little bit of a skill there, kind of screws it up, but nonetheless gets very lucky and then puts it in the back of them to put us 1-0 ahead in the 22nd minute, and I am pretty damn happy with that one. Got a bit lucky, but MK Dons, I've sort of realised that MK Dons like to keep the ball and pass it around a lot, and this got quite frustrating really. They did have a couple of chances, but our defence was pretty damn solid, and they couldn't really create anything of any real, you know, worth. There wasn't really anything clear cut, and again they just were holding on to possession. Almost the entire match was holding on to possession, and as I say, it was becoming a bit frustrating really, because I couldn't hold on to the ball. Whenever I had the ball I kept on losing possession, and then I couldn't take it off them for ages, and they came reasonably close here from causing some sort of problem, but Jääskeläinen came out and claimed it, and at half time it was 1-0 to Bolton, so on course going through to the next round of the Carling Cup. But I was a little bit, I don't know, cautious really, because MK Dons were causing us quite a lot of problems, but in the second half it came out a little bit stronger. Ibra with a header down, the goalkeeper just palms it out like an idiot. That really should have been palmed out a lot further. Comes out to Cheick Tiote once again, and Ibra tries for the shot from long range and just goes wide of the post, really unlucky there. And MK Dons had a couple of chances here with the header, comes out, but the free kick was absolutely terrible, eventually cleared out, and now Cheick Tiote can go on the counter, just ploughing past the defender. He's going to speed this up a little bit, plays it to Hernandez, now just had to find some sort of support, anyone at all. He picks out Lee Chong-yong, and the strike is just a little bit underpowered, can't really cause too much trouble. But yet again on the attack, and Hernandez just through goal, hasn't got any real support, it's been driven out wide, so he has to go back in the centre, comes back to Ibra, and yet again just there isn't really that much support, nothing really clear cut, and the attack just broke down completely. A little bit of a hint of a penalty, but nonetheless I decided to take off Sanchez for Xherdan Shaqiri, because maybe he can open up MK Dons a little bit more. And Rod Fanny attacking down the flank, gets a little bit unlucky there, but then goes in for the tackle and does manage to win the corner, so I'm quite impressed with that. Then the header by Ibra is saved by the keeper, and it's sort of like a bit of an odd one really, because this match it seemed frustrating at the first half, and in the second half it was just so much easier. And Ibra now on the attack, and just look at that shot there. What a fantastic goal it was from Ibra, just picked it up with the 1-2 with Hernandez, and then just smashed it into the back, and that was a fantastic strike. Goalkeeper couldn't do anything about it. And now on the attack, well, MK Dons are on the attack, but then we take it back off them. Ibra then has a little bit of space and time, a little bit of a poor pass there, but nonetheless Shaqiri then picks out Hernandez one-on-one yet again with the keeper, and I think he's coming out, so I tried to chip him, and that just looked absolutely stupid. I'm very sorry for that, but at full time was 2-0 to Bolton, and we're going through to the next round of the Carling Cup. But anyway, moving on to our second match now against Swansea, and the team is looking a lot stronger than it did in the Carling Cup. But anyway, guys, after playing as MK Dons, I was thinking, oh god, if that was a possession side, what are Swansea going to be like? And they are all about the possession, and I can tell you now, guys, this was one frustrating match to play in, because Swansea were only interested in passing it about constantly. They went on the attack a couple of times, but Hume was there with the tackle just to stop the attack, and every time I won the ball back, I just gave it straight back to Swansea, and then Swansea just kept hold of the ball, passing it around. Tote with a good tackle there, but yet again, every time we do get the ball, it's just given straight back to them, and it was just pass from Swansea. And you know, you can't really tell from the screen, but I was getting pretty frustrated, swapping to each player, trying to charge down the player, trying to put them under some sort of pressure, but it was just going backwards, going sideways every time on the attack, and every time I did win the ball back, I just gave it straight back to them. But we do have one single chance just before the end of half time now. Ibra on the ball, he picks out Debussy here, just going to go for the shot, good save by the keeper, palms it out, and that was pretty much it in terms of actual chances, even from Swansea. Swansea didn't actually create any sort of chances, they were just interested in passing around the entire time, and at half time, that was it, guys. That was literally the first half, one of the most depressing first half I've ever played in football. It was just pass, so I decided to change the formation from that 4-2-3-1 to the 4-1-2-1-2. Hopefully we can change something around here, go a bit more attacking, and this is what the squad is going to look like. We have Tiote in central defensive midfielder, Lee Kyung-yong and Shaqiri on the flanks, Ibra in centre attacking midfielder position, and Hernandez and Falcao up front. So although it's not really too practical, I'm pretty much playing all of my attacking players. It's going to have to be some sort of attacking, and in the second half it did start to pay off a little bit. We seemed a lot more attacking in the second half. Picks up a pass to Ibra, just goes to blast it, and he blasts it just wide there. Maybe should have just got that on target, maybe put a bit too much power on it, but nonetheless, in the second half we seemed a little bit stronger. I don't know, really, it's something to change a little bit, and Ibra just on the attack once again, sprints forward a little bit, and then unleashes a shot. A good save by the keeper, goes out for the corner, and Shaqiri with the cross, look at that cross in, finds Subotic, and he puts us 1-0 up, and Swansea must have been pretty damn frustrated, because after passing around and absolutely dominating the first half with possession, they go 1-0 down from the header. But Swansea weren't just going to sit there and say, well, that's it then, we're going to, you know, I say that a lot actually, but, you know, Swansea went out and attacked once more, and the header just blocked there by the defender from Jonathas. I think it's Jonathas anyway. But yet again, Swansea are just going to stay there, and just look at this passing build up. I can't even get close to it. Look at that passing, and then Jonathas equalises for Swansea in the 71st minute, and that passing, I could not do anything about that, and just look how clinical that is. Just picks it out and then fires it into the bottom hand corner. Perhaps Steve Mondana could have done a little bit more with it, but nonetheless, on the attack here with Hernandez, he's got the pace, he's got Falcao in support, going to sweat it across. No, we're not going to go for the double sweat, and of course Hernandez puts us 2-1 up. That was the sweatiest goal I've scored on FIFA, so I apologise for that, but nonetheless we are 2-1 up now and on course for the 3 points. So I decided to bring on Andre Santos and Rod Fanny just to shore up the defence, and hopefully Swansea can't go on the attack. But if anything, it seemed to prompt them more, and Steve Mondana coming out, and just an absolutely terrible tackle from Mondana. Maybe I should have kept him in goal, maybe that's a bit stupid from my end, but he gives away the penalty, and Jonathas steps up. Mondana goes the wrong way, and Jonathas puts it in the back of the net. Got a bit lucky that it came off the post and in, but again, I was just thinking, wow, well that's it then, we're going to drop 2 points here and hopefully just pick up the draw. Ibra with the shot here, just tried for the bottom corner, a pretty good shot, and then for some reason he dribbled it off the pitch, but nothing came off it. And now Debussy, this is our last chance to have any sort of goal scoring opportunity. Debussy on the flank, just had to pick up the perfect cross, finds Falcao, and he puts us 3-2 ahead in the 90th minute. And I'm continuing that trend from every single team I've played at, picking up that 90th minute winner to steal all 3 points. Swansea have one last chance, but Mondana does quite well here, punches it in the air, and then we can just clear that out, and hopefully that is the end. And that is the end now. 3-2 at full time, and all 3 points, stole it at the last, and that is a really important 3 points at home. We made quite hard work off it. But now, before we go into our third and final match against Nottingham Forest, I'm going to be changing the formation to the 4-1-2-1-2, as we were a lot more attacking. Yes, defensively not so great, but in terms of attacking we were a lot stronger. But anyway, on to our third and final match now of the episode against Nottingham Forest, and although our team is a lot stronger stronger than theirs in terms of attack and defence. I was a bit cautious of this match. I wasn't feeling too confident really. Away from home I'm never really that confident, and it really was obvious here as Nottingham Forest on the attack. El Kabir through on goal, tries for the shot, goes under Mondana, Subotic tries to clear it out, but then just gets hacked out by Matt Derbyshire and it goes in the back of the net. Now, in my own view, that has to be a free kick. I don't understand, he attacks him out from behind. Yes, he does win the ball slightly, but he gets completely hacked out, and that should have been a free kick. But nonetheless, Nottingham Forest are 1-up and continuing with the pressure, and we're just trying to clear it out, and we're just trying to get back into the match. We do have a chance though here. Falcao picking up the ball, he picks out Ibra yet again, and Cristito running down the flank just tries for the finesse here and just goes wide of the post. Really unlucky. It was a pretty good effort, and that would have been a pretty nice goal had he actually scored that. But nonetheless, Nottingham Forest kept on the pressure, kept on the attack, and Mondana comes out to claim there. And in terms of the first half, that was pretty much it really. Nothing really happened. There weren't really too many clear-cut chances, and in the second half we started off a little bit stronger than we did in the first. Ramadel Falcao on the ball, just trying to pick it. No, sorry, he picks out Falcao, and Sanchez is actually offside there, and the attack just broke down. And that was it really. We had a couple more chances. Falcao playing a pretty nice 1-2 with Ibra here. Good save by the keeper though, and it just went out. And in terms of our own attacks, that was really it. Nothing really clear cut, nothing really obvious. And in terms of creativity, it was just quite hard to create any sort of genuine chance. And Nottingham Forest on the attack once again. Mondana palms that out, and it goes straight into the path of El Kabir to put Nottingham Forest 2-up. And I don't want to talk about scripting or anything like that, but when it goes straight out to El Kabir like that, I don't know really. It was a bit too obvious, but nonetheless I can't really talk about scripting, as in terms of my own chance and creativity, there was hardly anything at all. And yet again, Falcao trying to win that header, and we can't do anything at all. And if anyone to blame, it's just myself really. I can't really blame scripting or anything like that. It is just myself. Shaqiri with the ball in. Falcao with a fantastic header though, gets us a last minute consolation, and that's really all it is, just a consolation. It was a great header though, but at full time it was 2-1 to Nottingham Forest against Bolton Wanderers, and that's how it goes really. You can't have all the positives all the time. So in terms of the Premier League table, we are in second place with 10 points, 1 point behind Manchester United, and going quite strongly, and Sunderland have been able to pick up a win now. They are now in 16th, so hopefully they can now press up the table. But now it's time for goal of the episode, and first off is the Zlatan Ibrahimovic goal against Swansea, where he just smashed it into the roof of the net. A nice 1-2 leading up to it, and then just smashed it. Goalkeeper couldn't do anything about it. And now for the second goal is the Falcao header against Nottingham Forest. That was a pretty nice header and into the bottom hand corner, so please leave a comment on which one you think should be goal of the episode. But now it's time for player of the episode, and I don't have any clips here because I literally can't think of anybody whatsoever. It can't really be Steve Mondanda because he conceded a penalty. Can't really be the centre back, left back or right back because we actually conceded a lot of goals in this episode. None of the central midfielders impressed me, and none of the wingers or strikers really impressed me. So anyway guys, if you could leave a comment on who you think should be player of the episode, because I honestly just can't think of anyone. And I hope you enjoyed this episode guys. I'm sorry it's been a bit, I don't know really. I kind of get the feeling this commentary was a bit crap, but I don't know, I just have to go with it and see what happens. So anyway guys, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, if you could leave a thumbs up, that would be greatly appreciated. So thank you guys for watching.